Hello everyone, this is CRH Films. Today, I'll tell you about the first episode of the 2023 series, The Last of Us. A desperate smuggler must transport a girl across a country teeming with zombies and marauders.
But if you're feeling lost,
Tell me to look for the light and I'll break your jaw.
1968, epidemiologists on a television show discuss sight to evolve, bringing a new apocalypse closer. Since Cordyceps is almost incurable, they transport us to 2003. The main character, Joel, wakes up his daughter, Sarah. It's his birthday today, but due to work problems, he has completely forgotten about it. Soon, Joel's brother, Tommy, comes to visit. He stood up for a waitress in one of the bars. After tucking his sleeping daughter into bed, Joel sets out to help his brother. The sound of helicopters, street commotion, and flashes of light from outside wake the girl up. Sarah turns on the television, where an emergency government message is broadcast, urging people to stay while his wife lies a few meters away with no signs of life. An elderly woman, who couldn't open her mouth by herself earlier in the morning, is looming over the body. Noticing strange tendrils in the infected woman's mouth, the girl panics and rushes out of the house. At that moment, her father arrives and, with a skilled blow of a wrench, subdues the deranged woman. The trio gets into a car to leave the city as quickly as possible. On the way, Sarah looks at all this apocalypse with a frightened face and tears in her eyes. Upon reaching the highway, Tommy decides to take a shortcut through a field, but they didn't anticipate an army convoy a few kilometers away. The brothers decide to return to the city, where chaos and destruction have already taken hold. They witness a plane crashing directly into the city. A piece thrown by the explosion flies into the car, causing it to flip over. Tries to save his daughter, but the injury is too serious. A few minutes later, Sarah dies in her father's arms. We fast forward 20 years. 2023, a little girl walks through the ruined city of Boston, surrounded by nature and time's decay. She reaches a concrete-walled quarantine zone. Guards notice the exhausted girl and take her inside. Securely tied to a chair, she undergoes an examination. While one officer tries to engage in conversation, another conducts an analysis. Afterward, he administers an injection, claiming it's a vaccine. Meanwhile, residents of the quarantine zone are burning the bodies of the infected. Another truck arrives carrying bodies, and among them is the same girl. Joel, as before, without any remorse, throws the body into the fire. After work, he goes with higher pay. The zombie apocalypse has drastically changed the world's structure. There's a curfew, goods are exchanged for vouchers, and breaking quarantine rules is punishable by death. During another execution, one of the soldiers calls Joel Fedra, the Federal Disaster Response Agency, a government agency that survived the apocalypse and now plays an administrative role. Tess, who was beaten by another smuggler's partners, suggests forgetting this incident. It turns out the smuggler sold the promised battery to someone else and spent the money Tess paid for it. The traitors are not against parting ways peacefully, but they are wary of Joel, who is determined to seek revenge for his friend. An explosion interrupts their discussion, blowing up a wall and sending the men to their maker. Miraculously, Tess survives, rushes onto the street, and witnesses a shootout between Fedra soldiers known her since childhood. The girl's name is Ellie. During their conversation, we learn that Ellie used to attend the agency's military school. Marlene herself placed her there to ensure constant supervision. Marlene reveals that Ellie will have to go with them because she has an important role to play. Meanwhile, Tess manages to find out who exactly bought their battery from Joel and plans to meet them. They head through an underground tunnel. Inside the building in front of them, a fungus has grown almost covering the entire wall, originating from for the girl to the capital, and in return, they'll provide a working battery and plenty of supplies. Ellie is not thrilled with this arrangement, but they have no other choice. Marlene is injured, and most of her people have been killed. After consulting with Tess, Joel agrees. The trio returns home, and the smugglers decide to start their journey at night, while Tess goes to replenish supplies for this dead for combat. In the process, Tess lifts a scanner with a red indicator. Ellie is infected, but she shows bite marks and claims that it's been 3 weeks since she was bitten. The usual process takes no more than 24 hours. With no time to investigate further, the smugglers continue on their way. Now the trio is in an area ruled by zombies who won't distinguish between friend and foe. The first episode ends.